Good morning, coaches. Sinai Floyd here, business breakthrough coach and sales mentor. And today I was just writing my blog on money blocks, how to recognize and release your money blocks. And I thought this would be a great topic to come in here and just share with you what it is that I am talking about. So this is a very quick video, just a quick download to share with you how important it is to recognize and then of course release your money blocks so you can attract more money into your experience. And actually in doing that, as coaches, you get to serve more people. So I know that money is a highly charged subject. So many people feel guilty, guilty when they have it, and they feel shame when they don't. And when I began to really study and understand money, I found it really fascinating how, we don't think twice, when we meet people or at a dinner party, for example, we don't think twice about asking these people about, their love life. If there's a couple there, you'd happily ask, yeah, how did you guys meet? And we'll ask them about their love life. But you will absolutely silence the room if you had the audacity to ask somebody how much they earned, for example, or heaven forbid if they had any debt. If you asked that, you'd probably never be invited back for dinner. And yet the subject of money is so pervasive. The lack of it drives us nuts. The lack of it can make us feel white with fear, especially when you're in business, when you're not making money, you feel like a failure. And the pain of needing it and not having enough, that pain feels very, very real. And there's just so much stress around it, or they can be. And the truth of the matter is that if you get triggered and you have negative emotion around your current money situation, it's not the current money situation that is causing your triggered response and negative emotion. It's the wrong way round. It's in actual fact, it's your response, or rather your stress and your negative emotion, that is causing your current money situation. So you think it's your conditions that is causing you to feel negative, and it's not. It's your negativity that is causing the situation. So it's how you feel about money, how you were taught to think and feel about money in your early years is what is being manifested right now into your reality. And then your reality is kind of continuously being reinforced and repeated by how you think and feel about it. So it's kind of keeping you trapped in a repetitive loop. So whatever the meaning you have assigned to your money, that's what is determining your results. And this is something that I actually know quite a lot about. I've been I had been in a toxic relationship with money and debt for over 23 years. My lowest point was back in 2018. My lowest point was I was £47,788 to be exact, in credit card debt and in overdraft. And at the time, nobody knew. And in fact, I didn't even know, because I put my head in the sand. I knew the debt was accumulating, but for too many years of having this debt, I just conditioned myself to just not face it. The pain of having to face it was just too painful for me. I just couldn't handle it. And so I stuck my head in the sand, and I was in denial. And it was probably because the shame of it was just too consuming, that I thought if I actually faced it, I would be consumed by the shame and I couldn't handle it. So just as a side note, that back in 2018, once I did hit rock bottom, I put myself through the process that I teach my clients. And in less than 7 months, I did what I'm going to briefly talk to you about here. I did this process and I cleared my debt in less than 7 months, and it completely transformed every area of my life, understanding what I'm going to share with you today. So just back to the point, the meaning that you've assigned to money and debt, if there's debt there, is dictating your results. And this is so because the meaning you've assigned, they are thoughts. Your thoughts determine your emotions, how you feel about something. Your emotions are driving your behaviors, dictating your actions, and your behaviors and your actions are determining your results and your outcomes. So, for example, if you have a belief, you picked up a belief in childhood that rich people are greedy, for example, then you've assigned a meaning to money that equates to greed. And since you don't want to be greedy, you're going to self-sabotage yourself from taking the necessary action to grow your business and make money. For me, I assigned to debt the meaning that it made me completely useless, that it made me undisciplined, that it made me out of control. So I loaded debt with shame. And the more shame I had internally, the more debt I created, because I was attracting who I was being. So you can never create beyond your current state of consciousness. So if you're unhappy with your results when it comes to your finances, you've got to become more self-aware of what those thoughts and feelings are. Like, what are the meanings, the deeper meanings that you have assigned to money. So I want to look at some sort of common money blocks that I see time and time again with my clients that I do this work with. So if you can recognize yourself in any of these, then we'll talk about kind of the 4-step process to really heal and clear your money blocks so you can create more abundance. So the first thing is, if you're constantly implementing strategies and yet you're struggling to make more than a few hundred pounds or dollars each month. If you're constantly implementing strategies and taking constant action and yet the results aren't coming in, then that's likely to be a money block. If you see somebody posting, for example, that like, woohoo, they've made a 50K, they've hit their 50K income goal for that month, and you feel immediate charge around that, you feel jealous, maybe defeated, instead of overjoyed and inspired, overjoyed for them and inspired, then there's a block. You cannot feel jealous and then expect to attract money. Those two frequencies, they're completely different. If you feel it's difficult to talk about money on your sales calls, when it comes to discussing your rates, if you kind of squirm and you get that kind of discomfort in your throat, or you start swallowing out of nerves, then that reveals a block. If you believe that you are undermining your spirituality by creating more money and wealth, then again, that's a block. And if, like I was, you're perpetuating debt year on year, there's a block. So they're just some of the common kind of iterations of money blocks. But the way to transform your circumstances is to challenge your blocks, change the meanings that you have around what money and debt means for you, and soften the emotional charge around money. So it's kind of like the equivalent of bringing yourself into a neutral state around the subject of money. Like, you don't want to be too happy and excited and overjoyed. You don't want to be, defeated and stressed and in a charged state. You want to create more neutrality about the subject. You want to appreciate money, but create a greater neutral state. What that neutrality does is it removes the stress response from your nervous system. So when the stress response is removed from the nervous system, you're not reacting, you're not giving it sort of a very emotional response. You're able to think more clearly, you're able to be more objective in your decisions, and you're empowering yourself to take action and come from a state of more possibility and positivity. So that's why we want to neutralize the charge around money, so you can just deal with your finances from that state. So since I've transformed my own money mindset around money and cleared the debt, that has completely transformed my results, and I understand the journey. And in fact, this has enabled me to better help my clients around this topic as well. So let's talk about the key steps to completely releasing your money blocks. The first thing you need to do, as I've already alluded to, is awareness. Awareness is always the first step to change. So you've got to begin to operate with conscious awareness of what your thoughts and feelings are around money. So when I did this in 2018, I call it petri dish phase of my life, I literally put myself under a metaphorical microscope. Does that make sense? Literally and metaphorically. I put myself under a microscope. Basically, I tracked, I observed, I monitored, I analyzed, I interpreted everything I was thinking and feeling around money and debt. And I journaled every day on it. And as a result, the awareness was completely profound. So really observe yourself, as the dictum is, know thyself. The second stage to clearing this is feel to heal. So whenever you get a negative emotional charge in your body around the subject of money, I mean, this is for any area of your life as well, but today we're talking about money. So whenever you get a negative emotional charge around money, you've got to hit the pause button on whatever it is you're doing and tune in to where that charge is in your body. Just like come out of your head and go into the body and just observe the charge. Don't identify with it. You just want to observe it. Where is it? If you could give it a color, what color is it? How does it make you feel? What's the sensation, the physiological sensation? When you can observe the charge in your body, the negative emotion, that's when you detach from it and you allow it to dissipate. The only reason it stays in our bodies and then continues to manifest in our external reality is because we tighten up around it. We identify with it. We say, I am stressed. I am full of shame, instead of just observing it, saying, wow, this is how it feels in my body. Watch it, relax around it, and then it can dissipate. So that's the second step. It's feel to heal. The third step is then to rewrite your stories. As your increased awareness reveals the limiting beliefs and the stories that have been keeping you stuck all these years, then you have a choice. You can rewrite them. And, there are no absolutes. So you can decide what story would I prefer to tell now? What story, what belief would serve me in my business, to grow my business, to create the abundance so I can reinvest or do the things I want to do for myself and my family? What beliefs and stories do I want to focus on and instill and embed now? So that's the third step, is rewrite those stories and start focusing on the new and empowering ones. And then the fourth step is, once you have those new and empowering stories and beliefs, then focus all of your intention and your attention on seeking evidence of those new beliefs and stories. Because whatever your focus is, you will find evidence to back that up. So if you're in a state of lack around money now, in your current money situation, there's so much stress around it, then all you're going to see around you, your brain is programmed to give you back whatever is a match to your beliefs and your frequency. So you're going to continuously see around you everything that is lack related. So once you go through this process of raising awareness, feeling to heal, rewriting your stories, and then going out there and seeking evidence in favor of the new, more empowering beliefs, you will find them. It is law. It is it's your reticular activating system will always seek things that are a match to what is important to you. So this process works powerfully to change your perspective. And as you clean up your internal fears and resistances to money, that will enable you to take more aligned action and allow more money to flow in. So really, really powerful topic, but it's actually really simple when you get down into the kind of the nitty-gritty of it. And it's an exciting journey, because the more insights you have, the more kind of alive you feel and the more empowered you feel. Okay, guys, so I hope you found this helpful. Thank you so much for watching. And if you've got comments or experiences, then drop them below. What I'll also do below is I'll add a link to my book, which is called Paid in Full, which was the book that I wrote on the back of the clearing the debt in just under 7 months. Some years ago, and it completely transformed my life. So have an amazing rest of your day and week, and I will speak to you all again soon. Bye for now.